Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of our program, Marriage and the Home. Like always, I'm delighted to discuss with you today issues concerning marriage. Yes, the problem of marriage is very, very huge. So many families are having marital issues these days all over the world. Yes, you are not the only one that is having problem. So many people are having this problem. So my name is Israel Tajomawo. And I want to continue on our series on building a strong marriage. We want to see how we can help you to build a strong marriage. If your marriage is having issues, you need to look at some of the things that you are doing. If you intend to go into marriage, you need to understand certain things that you need to do in your marriage to make it work perfectly. Whatever case it is, if you plan to get married, if you are already in a marriage, or you have somebody who is married, if you've been married for years, you have something to gain from it. Stay connected to us. Follow us to the end of the program, and I believe your life will never be the same. If you have questions, if you have queries, feel free to send your questions or your queries or your concern to us. Yes. We want to continue on the series, Building a Strong Marriage. In the last few episodes, we said that for you to build a strong marriage, there are 10 components that you need to help you build a marriage so that it will be strong. Number one is to build a marriage on a firm foundation. You have to start with a firm foundation. Number two, prayers is key. As Christians, as children of God, you need to consider praying in everything that you do. Number three, communication is very important. Number four, romance. You use it to spice up the marriage. Bring happiness, bring joy to the marriage. And the last one we talk about, which is number five, is appreciation. Yes, you have to appreciate each other for whatever you do. Today, we want to talk about another sensitive component, and that component is support. Support. That is support for each other. You need to build a strong marriage through support for each other. When you put a support on an object, it makes that object to be balanced, to stand firmly when there is support on it. And that is how a couples need to support one another, support each other. Yes. So we want to see how this works. Yes, this is something that we should all know, but you find that in a lot of marriages, there are problems here and there because couples have this mindset that does not help them, that creates problem for them in their marriage, that does not help them to move forward. And this comes from the ancient beliefs of the way of doing things, how marriage should be when we are in a different time. Some also misinterpret the Bible or misapply the message in the Bible. Yes, they give the message as it is, but the interpretation may be wrong. That is where we get it wrong. I say many hold on to ancient beliefs. So some men will say a woman's place is in the kitchen. A woman's place in the kitchen. Let's look at today's economy. Does that really work now? That a woman's place should be in the kitchen? When you are struggling to eat 2 meals, 3 meals, the woman should not work. She should be in the kitchen. How do you look at it? What do you think? Some say that the man is the head of the house, so the woman should not work, should not support the husband financially. Some women will say that, yeah, you are the head of the house. Bring all the money. Is that how it should be? We want to work around all these things. And for us to do it, we are going to consider two things. We are going to consider the facts about reality and the scriptural view. There's reality, there's scriptural view. We are going to look at both. Now, let's consider the facts about reality. Number one, economic issues. In this present situation of the economy that is getting worse, as we see, most especially in Nigeria, is biting hard on everybody. There's hardly any family that is not feeling it. What do you do? Is the woman supposed to sit at home as we used to practice in the olden times of women? Some men will say their wives should sit at home. Will it work? The reality is that both husband and wife in this present economy need to work hand in hand to be able to pool resources together to build the family. Number two, reality is health issues. When a woman or a man has health issues, if the man does not support the woman or the woman does not support the man, what will happen? How are they going to cope? That is reality. Then we talk about family size. Family size varies. Yes, those days, when a man has 7 children or 8 children, say, oh, this man, can you not see how the economy is? Why does he have so many children? Is he blind? I think he must have made a mistake. But now, the reality is that those who even have 2 children, they are struggling to take care of those children because you have to feed them, you have to send them to school, to pay school fees today. For one child, you know what it means when one of your child enters the university, what you are going to pay. That is the reality of life. So it's not about whether you have 7 children or 2 children. There's a reality that that one is a problem. Then number 4 is the time difference. The things we could do in the 80s, you cannot do them now. The situation has changed. Time has changed. There's a lot of development in terms of our knowledge. So our approach to life is completely different now. We should take note of that. Those days, the women will not work. The man will have many children and send them to the farm. But you are in the city now. Are you going to do all that? We are within a different time. So your approach must change. Let's stick to these 4 things. Economic issues is a reality. Health issues is a reality. Family size is a reality. And time difference is a reality. Now, let's look at facts from the Bible. We are going to consider 3 facts. These are things that we already know, but how we apply it, that's the problem. Number 1, husbands are to love their wives. That is what the Bible says. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25. It says, husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. You can see 2 things there. Number 1, the husband is to love the wife. Then it talks about the depth of the love. As Christ loved the church and gave himself up. So the depth of your love is so much that you are ready to do anything for your wife, even death. That is what he's saying here. Okay? Let's save that for later. Wives, to love their husbands as well. That is number 2. The wives are also to love their husbands. Titus chapter 2 verse 4 says, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, that they may teach young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Yeah. So the older women has to train the younger women to love their husband. So the husband, the wife should love the husband as the husband also loves the wife. Now, there's another thing that is attached to it. That is number 3. That love goes with respect. Yes. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 1 says, likewise, you wives, be subject to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they may also without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. So they want the wives to be subject to the husband. So they have to obey. You love your husband, you obey. The fact that you are helping your husband doesn't mean that you are going to show off. That means that you are going to brag about it. Yes. Now, I want us to understand something. The love that we are talking about, most of the time we talk about love, 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 love. How does it apply to our life? How does it apply to supporting your wife? When you talk about love, you're able to do anything for your fellow human being. Now, let's look at the scriptural meaning of love. The Bible does not leave us like that. It gives us explanation. You see the meaning. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 7, I want you to pay attention as I read carefully. It says, love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own. It is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth, bears all things, bears, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Now, at your own spare time, I would like you to take note of that Bible passage, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 8. It gives a deep explanation of what love is. There are 14 things that you can pick out of there, but that is not for our subject today. I want us to pick two important things that relates to husband and wife supporting each other in a marriage, so that their marriage can be strong. When you look at verse 4, it says love is kind. Love is kind. What does kindness mean? Kindness means you are willing to do a lot of things for your fellow man. So if you claim that you love your wife, you should be ready to do certain things for your wife. That is kindness. If you say claim you love your husband, you'll be able to do certain things for your husband. Also, in verse 5, it says, does not seek its own. It's not selfish. It's not self-centered. It's concerned about the other person. So you'll be able to support each other. That is what the Bible says. We need to have that in mind. What are the benefits of supporting each other? We need to consider there's benefit in it. Now, when you support each other, there's less burden. The load that should have been on one person, you have shared it. It makes it lighter for the other person. It should bring happiness. Yes, when you help somebody, naturally the person will be happy. That is what it does. It brings joy to the home. Or both of you will now have peace of mind, and that joy will go around. It confirms your love. If somebody claims that he loves you, the fact that he's able to support you is a confirmation of the love. Naturally, the woman will be able to nod and say, oh, yes, truly, my husband loves me. Why? Because of the actions of the husband, because of the actions of the wife. Number 4, it leads to growth. When you support each other, you are able to grow naturally in the things that you do. Your wife can concentrate on her business, you can concentrate on your work, you grow, and the family also grows in all directions. It builds defense. It builds defense by your spouse. Your spouse is able to defend and speak for you and say, my husband, oh, is a good husband. My wife is a good wife. He always supports me. She always supports me. And number 6, it prevents health deterioration. If you support one another, anyone that is having health issues, you are able to help the person to take care of that situation and keep the person happy. But when you don't support and there are problems, somebody can have a high BP, can have heart attack and things like that. So you see there are a lot of benefits that comes with supporting each other. Now, how do you support each other? These are things that we should know, but it's also nice that we go through some of these things. Number 1 is financially. There are a lot of things that you are going to spend money on. In today's economy, the list is endless and things are so expensive. You are going to spend money on food, on clothes, accommodation, house furnitures, medicals, school fees, electricity, vehicle for mobility, and many other things that you spend money on. So if you can do well to support each other in this area, it will lighten the load for the both of you. You also support each other. Everything is not money. Number 2 is raising the children. Don't leave raising the children for the woman alone. You have to do it together. And it involves instilling moral attitude on the children. So the husband and the wife has to do this together. And then attending to the children's curiosity. There are quite a lot of questions that the children want to ask. Who will they ask? You have to be there for the children. Your husband has to be there. The wife has to be there. You also need to assist in school work and so many other things that you do in raising the children. Then home maintenance. Most of the time, all these things are pushed to the woman. The husband has to be able to assist in some way. One of them is cleaning inside the house. This involves a lot of activities depending on the size of the house. Sweeping the floor, mopping the floor, laying the bed, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the furniture, and all that. Now, you also clean cleaning the compound. You also do laundries. You wash plates. You also iron clothes. You cook food. You go to the market. You take out the trash and attend to so many. There are so many things that will be done in the house. And most of the time, what you find in most homes, because the men have this rigid behavior, they leave these things to the women. Men, I want to say, don't be offended, but I must speak the truth to you. If you claim you love your wife, you must learn to support your wife. When your wife supports you financially, also support the wife domestically in other things, in all the things that are done in the home. Pick one or two of these things and support your wife. And wife too should support their husband financially. To achieve success, husband should support the wife with true love. We have said a lot of things that you need to do when it comes to supporting the wife. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 and 28 talks about love, and we've explained that. Then wife must receive support with true love and respect. Yes, the support that your husband gives to you, don't take it that, oh yes, it's your right. No, you have to accept it with love. You have to accept it with respect. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 to 23 and Colossians 3:18 talks about the woman's love and respect for the husband. Then number 3, wife should support the husbands as well with true love. You have to support your husband with true love as well. That is the way you can build your family together. I want to say that many marriages have failed because they have not tapped into these principles given by God to help them. And they quarrel over little things, meaningless things, things that will just take them a few minutes to do. They quarrel over that. And for that, many marriages have failed. I want to again reiterate, encourage you, husband and wife, build a strong marriage. The husband should support the wife should support the husband, so that you can build a strong marriage. I hope you have gained a thing or two from this. I want you to continue to watch. We still have about 4 components to go. I want you to share this video to other people so that they can also gain from it. If you have not subscribed, look at the button below that says subscribe and hit on the subscribe button so that you can receive notification. You can feel free to share it also. If you have queries, if you are confused about anything, if you don't agree with anything that I have said, please feel free to contact me. Look at the numbers below and then we will get back to you. Till I come your way again next time. Bye.